Hello and welcome to the Philippines. You, me, and YouTube. That's the topic today. What do I know about you? You may be surprised what I know about you. Anyway, we'll get into this could go lots of different directions, but I'm going to try to stay focused on a little bit of the information that I have in mind anyway. And when you open up your home screen uh, to to YouTube, which is owned by Google, many of you know. And anyway, let's just click on something here, just to give you an idea. I've listened to that already. All right, you all know how to subscribe. You hit the subscribe button down here, but also you can go over here to this bell here, and you can get personalized. You get no notices, or you can get all notices. Now let me go over here to my channel and go over here to my channel, and Amazing Philippines, and I've got a YouTube studio, which is where you go to edit videos and answer comments, those types of things. YouTube is good at a lot of things. What happens to your comments when you make comments? They're pretty good about alerting me. They've gotten better and better and better. Sometimes they have some major bumps in the road. They've had a couple times where they've had some issues. In fact, I've had like 400 comments that I was pretty sure I had answered all of them. All of a sudden they showed up in my probably spam folder and didn't show that they'd been answered at all. I think it took a week or two before they disappeared and went back to internet, back into the cloud someplace. Anyway, this is what I see. I've got videos. I've got playlists. This playlist is something that I spend some time on, and I need to go back through. It will take a good long day to go back through my 600 plus videos and go through my probably modify the names I have set up for my playlists. But each playlist has a number of different types of videos, kind of focused on that. Cost of living, travel, safety, transportation, condos, hotels, housing, medical, dental, and health, food and entertainment, cell phones and internet, people, culture, organizations, government, immigration and government. They kind of overlap. Reviews, cities and provinces, like for instance Iloilo, and been to Bacolod, a couple different number of beaches, resorts that I've been to, and sites. Interviews, I'm going to be doing a lot more of those. Bohol, one is just Bohol. I spent a couple weeks in Vietnam last year. Some interesting information and tours there that I took, festivals, recreation and events. Anyway, you can go to playlists, and you can kind of target an area of your interest. You used to be able to do private messages, PM, and occasionally I still get somebody in comments. They'll say, PM me, I want to talk to you about something. Well, shoot, many months, probably years or longer ago, YouTube stopped private messages. They're no longer available. So you need to email me. And my email address is noisemasters@gmail.com. The reason for that email address is because for many years I was in the noise control business. Noise Masters. Well, let's bounce over here to YouTube Studio. This is where I spend most of my time, and this gives me information on my current subscribers, views, watch hours, and thousands of hours. And I've got, like I said, over 600 videos to my channel videos, and I can go over and scroll through here and tells me, I usually am right at about 98% likes versus dislikes. Uh, Got my little Snagit thing here, cut some of that information off. But anyway, I can turn. In fact, on a couple of occasions, I've had people complain about a video I had. One was a real developer that didn't appreciate me putting a video up about a condominium under construction, and I can unlist that. And I can schedule for some other time if I want, or I can make it private and just send. If I want to send it to somebody, I can do that. And number of things I can do over here. I can edit the details. I can check on the analytics and comments just for that video. I can turn monetization on and off here, and another other things that I can get. There's my playlists if I want to mess with those. My analytics, we'll get to that a bit later. And comments, I can go over and start answering comments. As I was saying before, YouTube is pretty good about that, but I don't catch everything. I don't catch everything. And if you send a comment through with a link, it's quite common. In fact, we'll bounce over here. They do a couple things. I've held for review here, and I have likely spam here already within the last hour. Likely spam, and often that's somebody trying to advertise somebody, trying to well, a number of different ways it can end up over there. If the person has been putting out a lot of information to a lot of channels all at once, and other people start marking the comments as spam, it will probably end up in the spam folder and in everybody else's. So the people who are commenting and commenting and commenting on channels, hoping to get additional viewers, just understand that by taking that approach, you're at some point in time, probably fairly quickly, your comments will probably start all ending up in the spam folder. And like I said, I've had as many as 400. There are times I've had for quite some time. I've had over 100. And if you get, I spend a lot of hours on the computer, and sometimes you just don't have time to go through all those. And there's been a time or two that I've just dumped everything. Some are held for review. Generally, those are if you're using, if you're cursing, using harsh language, questionable words, they probably end up in the held for review folder there. And now I'm going to get into some of the things that I know about you. First of all, I can go along here any place and it'll tell me which video I uploaded and my views for that on a timeline schedule. So this one is getting, I think I'm over, this is in the last 28 days, I believe. A lot of these figures are last 28 days, how many views I've had. So let's scroll down here a little bit, gives me a little information. This is my top video in the last 28 days, expat options. 38,800, and back up here, and let's see where my reach is. Here's where I start finding out a little bit more about you folks. Where am I getting the views from? Browse features, 47%, suggested videos 22%, YouTube search 16%, external, not from other websites and apps, channel pages, views from impressions. That's an important figure? 66% from YouTube recommending my content, so I certainly appreciate YouTube, their engagement. There again, I can find out what's going on. Top playlists, there again, top playlists, hotels, condos, housing, cost of living. Now we're talking about more you folks. Where are you from? People watching, mostly people, 73% of the people watching in the last 20 have not been subscribed. And I tend to get from 650 to a little over 1,000 new subscribers every month. So that's interesting. What about age? Well, male first. 83%. That number has bounced around from in the last 4 years from about 80% male for a long time. And I've tried to attract more females. I've threatened to put a Speedo on, try to attract more females to my channel, but I've been warned that probably wouldn't be a good idea. And then down here we have the age groups that watch. I don't get many 13 to 17 year olds, and that's probably good. But most of the views, 45 to 54, those thinking about retiring, those thinking about traveling up here, those who are retired, many of them who are getting very close to retirement and over 65%, and then most 45%. You know, it wasn't that long ago that 80% of my viewers were also from the United States. Canada was second by a long shot, was about 10%. And over the last 6, 7, 8 months, the Philippines has, as I've become more known here in the Philippines, so now 45 United States, 20% Philippines, Canada 6%, UK and Australia. I think they bounced back and forth. Australia used to be up here. And then see more. I can even go by date. I go traffic source, viewer age on any particular. Now look down here how they have that broken down. Number of people, how long they watch. People from the United States, almost 6 minutes. My average is 6.21 seconds. Views, Canada watches 7 minutes on average. UK, it's a little over 6 minutes. Australia, same. Germany, I bore the Germans a bit. They cut out at about 5 minutes. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Japan, I suspect that most of these people are Filipinos. Not all of them, but many of them are Filipinos working there and watching the channel. My good friend Bob, he accounts for over 6 minutes, I think. Singapore, Thailand, Netherlands. Now let me get Sweden. Get down here to Italians don't tend to watch too long, but I tell you who I love. Let me get down here a ways. Look at this. 13 minutes. Albanians. I love Albanians. All 57 of them. I love them. I need to go to Albania just to meet up with them. 13 minutes and 8 seconds average view. Cambodia, 8 minutes. I'm waiting for that click where I can click on it and it will turn on your camera on your phone, on your computer, and I can look in and listen in on what's going on in your home. It's coming. I can also check on a number of other things over here. Subscription status, playlist, device type. See what happens there. Device type total tells me how many people are watching on mobile phones. That's the majority. on television. That's where you've got a smart television. You're tied into YouTube channel on television, um, on the computer, a tablet, or a game console. And how long, there again, how long they watch on each of them. Tend to watch much longer if they've got the big television screen up there. That would make sense. Mobile phone, you got that little screen. Easy to get bored rather quickly, I'm guessing. And go over here to operating system. How many people? Wow, the big majority using Android. That makes sense. There's a few using Windows. That would be computer. Apple, 15%. Macintosh, boy, that's an old one. A few people have Roku, Smart TV, PlayStation, Chromecast, Xbox, Linux. Oh, wow, even 806 people using this in the last 28 days using Linux. Tizen, I don't know what a lot of this stuff is down here. BlackBerry, my very first, I loved my Blackberries. I wish they were still around. So the older they are, the longer they watch. Does that mean they fall asleep while they're watching? Perhaps. Uh, average percent viewed. You know, I work so hard. I work so hard at this, and look at this. You know, I do a 12 or 15-minute video, and this can get frustrating sometimes. Because some of your best material is in the last half of a video, and everybody's cutting out at, look at this, you know, the younger they are, 2 minutes, can get frustrating. I also always put at the end of my videos, almost always, I put 2 or 3 different videos to click on, or I'll put one video up, which is usually the best video for the person watching, and YouTube knows what you like to watch, and they will suggest something. And I put a playlist up usually, and I just pick a playlist that I think that a particular audience might be interested in. I put a playlist up so you can click on that, take you to the playlist or the video. They are working at getting us information on what time of the day are the viewers watching the video, and that may or may not be helpful. A lot of this information is as interesting as it is, it really isn't very helpful depending upon the types of videos that you do. Uh, it seems to me that if I put a video up in the evening in the Philippines, the 45% of the viewers are in the U.S. and it's morning there, and especially now during the quarantine, people have time on their hands. But let's say the average number of people start at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. watching. Well, that will start when people start going back to work, obviously. And then the other deal is if should you upload your video at a certain time when your viewers are starting to watch videos? Well, maybe not, because maybe they go through for the first hour or two. They have a certain set of videos that they like to watch, and if yours is suggested to them later, maybe they'll get to yours later. So anyway, sometimes the information is a little overwhelming, and it can be helpful, but not necessarily, especially when your audience is from many different places in the world, different time zones. Now this is what was this? This is end screen element clicks by video. And here again, it'll even tell me how many people clicked on the end screen items that I put up. So that's interesting. That can be quite interesting. I will tell you that this is it's a hobby, but it's turned into a full-time business, and it is as far as income, that can vary widely. YouTube has the opinion, which is owned by Google. What have you done for me today? Pretty much. And the fact that I have over 600 videos, and some people keep coming back to some of those, finding some of those, that helps a little bit, but it doesn't really level out the income. It can go up very, very slowly, and it can take a dive very, very quickly. And that's exactly what happened here during the present medical situation with the quarantine. I think a lot of companies either stopped advertising or cut way back on advertising. And everybody that I know of who has a YouTube channel, their revenues took a major dive. Maybe they're at 20 or 30 uh, percent of where they were originally. Now there's some people out there with, in 2 days they get 90,000 views. So maybe it doesn't hurt them so much. I'm not sure. Depends on their living standard and if they're really depending upon that. One other thing before I go, I did this video a few days ago. Work my fingers to the bone. What do I get? Bony fingers. Bony fingers. That's the answer to that one. And I was going to put that tune on my video, but of course it's copyrighted, I'm sure, so then they would have demonetized the video, so I wasn't able to do that. I am looking forward, like all of you, for things to get back to normal and travel to pick up again. I think that's going to be, it's May 1st tomorrow here in the Philippines, and I think it's going to be another at least month into June, maybe July, August before things really start moving, but we really won't know until we know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Safe travels to you all wherever you're at, and stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next time.